Hello, everyone. Let me first thank you for logging in to this event and trying to understand what's going on March 16th here at the college. Uh, who am I? I'm Tom Mazerski. I'm the new Miller Director for entrepreneurs here in Carroll County. A little bit about my background. My 2-minute elevator speech is I worked at Verizon for some 20 years. I came from there. I started my own company. Those that are familiar with Close Call America, that was my company. I had it for about 6 years. I started it from scratch, grew it to a very successful company. It was purchased by a public company. I then went on to do some consulting for several years and ended up in Australia running a $200 million company, plus $200 million company. And I did that for a couple of years and then came home. When I came home, I did some more consulting. I helped my wife get her business established. And then I saw this ad for this job as Miller Director. And when I read through the ad, I realized very quickly it was made for me. Something I've always wanted to do here in Carroll County is help nurture and help existing small businesses grow and be able to get through the roadblocks and stumbling blocks that I ran into when I started my businesses and get them up and running quicker, get them the resources they need to grow faster. So the first event I'm pretty much in charge of is the March 16th Get Business Now event sponsored by Miller and here at Carroll Community College. It's an all-day event. Please click to register. It's right there on your screen. And who should come? Anyone that has a passion for an idea that thinks either in the near future or even the far future wants to start a business should attend this event. And also existing small businesses that are trying to grow or want to grow. You're going to hear from some really good experts on their experiences and some tips they'll be able to give you. The event is divided into two sections. There's a morning and there's an afternoon section. By the way, because it's funded through the college, the event is free and lunch is free. So they say there's no free lunch. Well, here there actually is a free lunch. We also are very honored to have the Lieutenant Governor, Boyd Rutherford, is going to be our keynote speaker. Very, very important gentleman, very important in Maryland and committed to small business. He has a very good background, as you will hear when you come to the event and understand why he's so significant to small businesses here in Carroll County. We're also going to have Jimmy Ray, who's a special secretary to the Governor's Office of Small Business, Minorities, and Women. And he will be here following the governor with his insights and expertise on how to get connected with the state of Maryland in their procurement groups and how to get your business involved in competing for those contracts. After Jimmy Ray, we're going to have our Get It Right speaker, who from an operational perspective is an entrepreneur in her own right, Sonia Hand. She's the director of strategy and marketing at a company called Scale, Skayl. After that, we're going to have our Get Known expert, Steve Lowe, who's the president and owner of 127 Creative. And he will basically talk through his experiences day-to-day working with businesses and how to get your business known the way you want it to get it known. It's very, very important that your name stand for something so that you can have a good brand and you can get it on social media so people have the ability to identify with your business. It makes it much easier to navigate through and get sales. Then we're going to have the Get Funded piece. So there's essentially four pieces. There's Get Connected, there's Get It Right, there's Get Known, and then there's Get Funded. We have Tim Smoot, who's the CFO of Meridian Funding Group, very experienced in how to get local businesses funded to do contract work with the state of Maryland. If you don't know, the state of Maryland requires bonding. They have some other requirements that a small business just doesn't have the cash to carry them through. And Tim Smoot will talk about his company and what they can do to help transition that cash flow. In the afternoon, we have the procurement fair. The purpose of that is so that, and what we've heard from our small businesses here in Carroll County at these events is they want to network. So after lunch, we're essentially going to turn everybody loose to network with one another. We're actually going to have tables set up for the procurement officials from the state of Maryland, as well as Carroll County procurement officials. And that includes general services, that includes state roads, that includes Department of Transportation, and others as well. Also, we've invited and they've accepted the local banks here in Carroll County. We have essentially every bank in Carroll County will be attending the second half of the event, just to talk with small businesses about what's required to get funding from a local bank, what kind of paperwork's required, what kind of background's required. Now, again, if you haven't registered, please go ahead and register for the event. It's getting late in the game. The event is March 16th, which is not this Friday, but the next Friday. We have, right now we have space available, but it's closing down really fast. It's going to be here at the college, as I mentioned, and in the Bollinger Center. It's the K100 building, which if you're facing the school, it's the building farthest to the right. One of the things here at Miller that I do that I'm really excited about is I get to work hands-on with small businesses. I've talked to and consulted about 20 clients since I've been here, and I've only been here a matter of weeks, not months. And they really appreciate the fact that Miller is independent and separate from government agencies. Many small businesses have no idea where to turn to, and their sense is having to deal with a government agency right out of the gate. Not that it's a bad thing, but they sense it would take a long time, whereas Miller, they can come in, they can sit and chat with me. I can kind of navigate them once I see where they're at in the process. Do they have a thought out plan? Do they have some preliminary financial thinking about year one, year two? Have they thought about licensing? Have they thought about accounting? And so I can then navigate them to the next step. We have a really good relationship with the Small Business Development Center here in Carroll County. They're actually co-located in the same space as Miller, so that if I sense a business is ready, I can hand them off to the next step, and then the Small Business Development Center can take them through where they need to be to get their business off and running. We also have many local companies here, such as CPAs, legal, all kinds of help that we can also refer them to. Essentially what I'll do, if someone comes in, what I sense is passion and an idea. And when you sense passion and an idea, that's a formula for success. So what I'll do is take them through the basic fundamentals. Have they thought it through, and give them a spreadsheet where they can actually start to populate. Do I need employees? How many? What are they going to cost me? Do I need to rent space? Do I need legal support? Do I need accounting support? And then they kind of get to see everything in one place and then begin to formulate, where they need to go from there. And so many times, and I did it myself, when you have passion and an idea, the details don't matter to you. We're here to say, yes, they do matter if you want to be successful, if you want to get up and running, and then Miller can then take them and get them off and running and get them into the right place. So once again, the event is March 16th. I hope you'll attend. It's going to be a fun day. And again, it's free lunch, and you're going to get to meet some really nice people, some good people. You're going to hear from the Lieutenant Governor. And then if you want to stay around for the afternoon, you'll be able to network with other businesses as well as local banks, as well as state and county procurement officials, and kind of get a sense of what do they have out there that you fit into and that you can get on your way to have at those contracts and have a successful bidding process to get some of that business. Okay, so I hope to see you there, and thank you very much for tuning in.